Welcome back to In Your Defense. I'm Attorney Steve Toland. We're wrapping up our series on warrants here in Texas. Last we had our show, we talked about the execution of search warrants. Today we're going to talk about excluding obtained evidence in a search warrant, particularly if the search warrant is deemed unlawful. What are your remedies to keep that evidence out? Two ways in Texas under the Fourth Amendment that evidence can be deemed, or a search warrant can be deemed unlawful. First way it can be deemed unlawful is if there's no probable cause, right? So the affidavit, if it doesn't allege probable cause of a crime, it will be found to be unlawful. The second way it can be deemed unlawful in Texas is if the police officer lied. Makes sense, right? So it's not a mistake, but a bold-faced lie. If there's a lie in there, no matter how material it is, if it's a lie, likely it's going to be deemed unlawful. So that raises the question then, what is the remedy then to keep that information or illegally obtained evidence out? That's known as the exclusionary rule in Texas. So an experienced lawyer would need to file a motion to suppress. That can be filed anytime before trial here in Texas, and the judge will take that matter up. And if the judge finds that the affidavit or the warrant itself is unlawful, the judge will also then exclude any evidence obtained through that search warrant. And that includes any evidence that's later obtained after that first search warrant. So in other words, it piggybacks on it. It poisons. They call that the fruits of the poisonous tree doctrine in criminal law. So once one piece of fruit's frozen, every piece of evidence that goes with that as a result of that, that's also excluded. Now, would your case automatically then be dismissed? Well, it just depends, unfortunately. I'd like to say yes. But it depends. If there's other evidence that they can use and present against you that would be enough to find you guilty of a crime, obviously the prosecution will likely continue. But if the only main bulk of evidence against you is that evidence which was seized through that search warrant and it's later been excluded because it was an unlawful search warrant, likely then you're going to be safe and charges will be dismissed. So that's pretty much it on search warrants. We've covered a lot of information over these last episodes. If you have any questions about these matters related to search warrants or any criminal matters, I encourage you to reach out to me, Attorney Steve Toland, or us here at Peek & Toland. We're always glad to help.